Welcome to Top Table Gaming. In this video I'm going to be talking about battle companies, what I love about it, what I'm hoping to see in the next edition. Roll the intro! Welcome guys, you're here with your host Top Table Ben, and today, as I said, I'm going to be discussing battle companies. What I love about it, there is a new edition coming out fairly soon, and I'm going to sort of touch on that and what I would like to see. So, just to give you a bit of history on battle companies, it started out as a White Dwarf supplement many years ago. I remember I was just learning to play the game back then and I absolutely loved it. What really stuck out for me was the low model count, the opportunity to try new armies that I hadn't played with before, and the opportunity to do sort of small conversions here and there on some of my miniatures. The latest edition of Battle Companies landed in December 2017. Since then there have been extra battle companies added into White Dwarf, which has been fantastic because it's kept the interest going. Battle Companies really stands out for me as a game that I really enjoy playing. Number one, it really sticks out from a nostalgia point of view. I remember when the first initial Battle Companies came out, and I loved playing it back then, and it still has that same nostalgic feel for me. The low number of miniatures means that it's very easy to get a new Battle Company painted up really quick. You can also make very small tweaks and changes to them to make them all individual and unique. You can do head swaps, weapon swaps, add additional armour. It's limitless. You can do loads and loads of stuff to customise your own battle company. It's fairly non-competitive. This is great because it appeals to people who aren't necessarily competitive players. A lot of the people that I tend to play with are not the sort of people that would attend tournaments or come to regular gaming events. They're more likely to be people who play on their kitchen table on a Saturday afternoon. Last but not least for me, the fact that games don't last too long is a real bonus. Most of my games last less than 45 minutes. This means that I can get in a couple of games here and there without feeling like it's a big time burden. As you can see, my copy of Battle Companies has been really well worn. As you can see, it's been really well loved and really well used. So I was super excited to find out that there is a new edition coming out fairly soon. The news about the new edition landed at the last GT. It was added on as a little extra slide at the seminar at the end of the day. For me, it was something completely out of left field, not something that I was expecting, and it was just a really nice surprise. The April issue of White Dwarf, which I have right here, includes some information about the new battle companies and includes a Tale of Four Gamers series played by some members of the community. It also gives us some sneak peeks as to things that we can expect from the new edition. One of the things that I'm really excited about are hero pathways. In the previous edition, you could pretty much take your hero on any path that you wanted to, however this time it's a little bit more defined. I like that. It means that your heroes can really follow a defined path and have a really defined role within your battle company. Some of the hero pathways that have been announced so far are Path of the Warrior, Path of the Ranger, Path of the General, and Path of the Knight. In the last edition there were 22 battle companies and a few extras that were added in as part of White Dwarf in subsequent months. In the new edition there are 38 different battle companies, including those that were included in White Dwarf and some extra brand new ones. There are also some extra new scenarios, totaling 18. In the previous edition there were only 12. So, what would I like to see in the new edition? First up, I'd like to see experience points gained a little bit quicker. In the last edition, a hero could gain a maximum of 3 experience points per game and a warrior only 2. If you're only managing to get a few games in here and there, gaining experience can feel a little bit slow and almost a little bit futile. You need a minimum of 5 experience points to be able to do anything of any real consequence. This means that warriors have to play in at least 3 games and do pretty well in those games to be able to progress. To counteract this, how I played it in my own games was reward an experience point for each model killed. This means that any warrior that really made a difference in the battle and killed lots of enemy troops, they gained extra experience. This means that they got to be progressed or upgraded a lot quicker. Next up, I'd like to see more Adventures in Middle-earth. This offered players the opportunity to play their games in different scenarios or different locations across Middle-earth, from fishing villages, to forests, to caves, to Goblin Town. It really made the game feel far more immersive, and I'd like to see more opportunities to play those out. Third, I'd love to see a Convergence Brew made available with the supplement. Back in the old days, a Convergence Brew was available. It had a few extra heads on it, had a few extra weapons and bows. This was great for making differences to your battle companies, adding bows and different weapons to each of your miniatures. This made each miniature feel very unique and made you feel like you were a little bit closer to them because you had put the extra effort into converting them yourself. Last but not least, I'd like to see some scenarios that can be played on smaller tables. All the scenarios in the current book are generally played on 4 foot by 4 foot tables. Although some of them don't give you exact measurements, there are hints on the maps as to how big the table should be. Personally, I don't have a 4 foot by 4 foot kitchen table, so it makes it quite difficult for me to be able to play those games on the full size proper table. A lot of skirmish games at the moment are going down the route of having smaller tables. The likes of Kill Team, Vanguard tend to play on 2x2 or 3x3 tables. For me, it would make the game a lot more manageable and probably mean that I would get a few more games in. Overall, I cannot wait for the new edition of Battle Companies. I really enjoyed the last edition, and I have had countless hours of fun playing through the scenarios and playing through different battle companies, and I can't wait to start some of the new ones that are going to be in the new edition. So that's it from me. What sort of things would you like to see in battle companies? Is there anything that you feel that I've missed out? Make sure you pop them in the comments below.